Welcome to Midnight Menu Plus One. I'm Ray Canada.
And I'm Margot Moss.
We meet here each week at Ted's Frost Top on Claiborne and Calhoun, and we ask a member of the New Orleans food and restaurant community to join us. I'm so excited that tonight we're going to have a very special guest, Margot. I understand that in a few moments, Erica Michelle Lasserre will be here from Diva Dog. Have you been to Diva Dog?
No, not yet.
It's pretty good. Yeah, so I'm very excited about this. But while we wait for her, let's find out what went on with you this week. Anything exciting, noteworthy?
I had a great meal that was prepared food, and I have no guilt, and it feels great.
Now, what do you mean by prepared food? What was it?
It was a prepared meals from the company Thrive.
Thrive. I don't know about this. What is this?
Thrive is they work out of Laurel Street Bakery's kitchen, and
I did hear about this. Yeah, our friend Hillary Gutman. Yeah, we love her. She allows them to use her thing after hours. And
they have a new chef, and so I got to a little tasting, and I'm not a very nurturing mom, I guess. I never really cooked for my kid something separate. He always ate what we ate.
Huh.
And so he was part of the taste test.
He's a remarkable kid. You're spending a lot of other times with him instead of feeding him. That's good.
Well, no, I feed him well, but I've never catered to him. Like, we would never make him tater tots or something. He always ate what we were eating.
Oh, that's good. That's
even
good.
since he was
great.
little.
What are you apologizing for that for? That ought to be required.
Because
the state ought to take children away that get tater tots, I think. Okay.
So he taste tested the food as well. And on a scale from 1 to 5, he gave the pork tenderloin with an orange sauce and the snap peas and vegetable tomato ragu a 5.5.
1 to 5, he gave it a 5.5.
5.5.
Wow. So not very good at math, apparently.
Yes.
But he's a good food critic.
He's got a sophisticated palate, though.
He does, though.
He's not. Yeah.
I've seen him in
action.
action.
He's just a rule breaker.
Yeah.
He's a rule breaker.
That's good.
But so he loved everything we ate.
All right.
We tasted, except the Brussels sprouts with pecans.
Because he's a little kid.
Yeah.
Little kids don't like Brussels sprouts. I love them, though.
You do?
I'm wild for Brussels sprouts.
Even when you were
thing.
6?
I don't know if I ever had them when I was 6. I don't think I had them until I was later, but when I first tried them, I loved them. I know at least from college on, I've been saying it's my favorite vegetable. Langenstein's, the roasted ones they have there, it's like $3 for like a big giant. Sometimes I'll get that just for lunch. That's all I'll eat. It's just fantastic. Love it. Yeah, cool. Love Brussels sprouts.
Did you have anything noteworthy this week?
Yeah, you know what? It was a crazy busy week, and I didn't do anything real adventurous, but I did really enjoy a lot of my meals. And the one that popped in my head as soon as you asked it was McClure's Barbecue again. Been there a few times. I love that place. The one right across from Surrey's on Magazine Street.
I've heard great things about it.
Yeah, it's very good.
I think
looks like our guest is here. All right, well, let's stop babbling and introduce her. Are you Erica?
Welcome.
I am. Hello. How
All
are
right.
you?
Good to have you here.
Good to meet you.
Do we say your name Lasserre?
Lasserre. That's
Lasserre.
right.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. That sounds French.
It is.
Awesome.
Francais.
You like that? Well, tell us about yourself. Tell us about Diva Dog.
Well, I'm born and raised here in New Orleans, uptown girl. And Diva Dog, it's uptown on Magazine Street, 1906 Magazine, which is where all my life being an uptown girl, I love Magazine Street, shopping in boutiques and everything. So when I came back home and decided to do a restaurant, I was like, you know what? I want to have it on Magazine. Is the place to be.
So how long you been there?
A year. I just made my year on Sunday.
All right.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
I remember it was right around hurricane season last year that you opened.
Wasn't
it?
I was supposed to open during that weekend, and then I pushed it back. So
Hurricane Isaac.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Hurricane
remember that.
Isaac.
Okay, because we when we came back, we went to the Honeydew place that's right near
Exactly.
you. And we kept peeking in the window of Diva Dog. Yeah,
right. We were the only street that had electricity at the time.
That's right. Yeah.
So I was wishing I was open.
Yeah, we got our air conditioning and internet and stuff next door to you over there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so when you say went away and you came back, where did you go? Tell us about that.
I was in Dallas for like 6 years. After I graduated from college in marketing, I went to Dallas and worked in finance. And it was cool at first, but then I just got really bored of being in the corporate world behind a desk and a computer forever. So I just quit my job. I just quit with no plan and decided to come back home. And it kind of like after Katrina, just having my family there with me, it kind of just made me want to be back home to help rebuild. So I just came back and I couldn't find a job. I knew I wanted to cook because people loved my food when I was in Texas, but I didn't know if that was something that I should pursue as a profession. So I was trying to find another job here, but I couldn't at all. It took me like about 6 to 8 months to find something, and I finally started working at Saks Fifth Avenue. And so I made my plan, and I was like, you know what I'm going to do next? And I decided I'm going to go to culinary school. So I started looking to different culinary schools, different places. And I decided, you know, I'm just go to Delgado and see and go from there. And so I enrolled in a program after getting hired at Saks. And the program requires you to work at a restaurant. And so at that point, I went to Commander's Palace and got a job over there. So
you interned at Commanders while you were at culinary school.
Exactly.
And how long were you there?
It was about 2.5, 3 years. Yeah.
And that was when you finished culinary school, you stopped at Commanders, or did you keep working at Commanders after culinary school?
I kept working, but then I auditioned for the next Food Network star, and I kept moving so quickly with that process. And it was like October, November, and I know during that time we get really busy at Commanders, and I didn't want to make the show and have to quit on them during that busy time. So I decided to make the transition to go back to Saks Fifth Avenue. And so it just in case I made the show, and I told everybody at Saks that I was like, look, I may or may not make the show, so you're hiring me on a whim. So, but I didn't make the show. I made it as a semifinalist, almost made it, but it was still a good experience.
And what'd you do at Commanders?
I started in pastry, and then I ended up over in the Grand Marché area.
That pastry kitchen is like huge for a restaurant, right? That's like bigger than some restaurants' kitchens.
Yeah, but for us, being that we work in a huge kitchen, is small.
Now, what is it like to intern there? Do you have to do they interview you? Like, do you have to have certain skills for them to?
Well, when I went, I had no kitchen experience at all except just home kitchen, and it was very intimidating for me because the reason why I went there is Commanders was something that I grew up with, because I lived right up the street, and I didn't have a car at the time, so I wanted somewhere close I can get to work. And I went there, and it was all male kitchen. So, and I went to their meeting, and the jargon that they were speaking, I was clueless. I didn't know what they were talking about, so I became more and more intimidated. But once I started my stage process with them, they made me very comfortable, and was talking to me, and I was catching on really quickly to everything. So I started to vibe with everybody, and it was good. So they hired me that night. I cooked something for the chef. I had to cook something on the spot.
Wow, that must have been scary.
I was sweating.
What did you have to cook?
Yeah, what'd you decide to cook?
I did. I think I did like a sautéed shrimp with my this creamy sauce that I do, and on a brioche bread. And I gave it to him.
Did you bring your own ingredients, or did they have the ingredients there?
I had to find the ingredients in that huge kitchen
wow,
there
that
myself.
sounds like
that's terrifying.
Like Iron Chef or something.
It is like a TV show, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, I started sweating. I started to walk out at that moment because
So they said just go in the fridge, find stuff, and make something.
And make something.
So if they didn't have shrimp that night, you were going to Plan B.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody was in the middle of service, so it was like nobody could really help me. So I was just completely.
It's
Plus
during
that kitchen
business
is like,
hours.
Yeah, that kitchen's like whisper quiet too.
Yeah.
I've had the chef's table there before, and it's amazing. Everybody's so disciplined in there. There's no horsing around.
Because you get into
right?
We're in our head on like what we have to do, and those tickets are coming in, and like you don't have a ticket to look at. They're just calling these orders to you, so you have to move. Like when I left there, I was probably one of 3 people that had been there for a while, because people will come in and out and either get fired or quit. It's a hard job over there. Like you have to have the speed. You have to keep up. So, but it was definitely a good experience. I learned a lot over there. I learned how to be quick and put out good food that tastes good, as well as coming out at a good time. So it's a great experience over there.
And it helped your confidence as a
definitely did. Because I went in with no experience, and I was in a pastry, and they felt comfortable with me to run, because I'm very organized, so I organized like the list of what we had to do, especially when Thanksgiving and Christmas came around. of course, women, we are a little more organized. So, I help with that. So, and then they moved me over to Garde Manger, and it would be days I would be doing 3 stations at one time by myself.
Talk about Garde Manger for our listeners. Am I pronouncing it right?
Garde Manger, it's just the appetizers, where it's the salads and the soups and the just the small appetizers. Yeah.
So are you the only person doing that?
No, it would be like 3 people. It's we had a salad and the hot apps, and then another station. So yeah.
We just had Chris on was Chris there when you were there?
Barbados?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we just had him on a few weeks ago.
Yeah, because I just heard. I see him every now and then. I just saw him like a week ago, and I heard he opened up his own shop.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
They're on
It's a
Magazine
magazine
Street
not
as well.
far from you. I mean, maybe a mile and a half. Yeah. They're like 4,200 block, and you're like 1,900 block, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so like a
He's
mile and a half.
so, kind of secretive, and he doesn't really, say too much or whatever, but I loved working with Chris. Like, I learned a lot from him. He's a very, very good guy.
He's not here right now. You can tell us the truth. Come on.
No. At first, he's very intimidating. He's very scary. But, once you get to know him, and you gain that respect from him, he's an awesome person.
How about Argyle? Argyle was one of our first guests we had.
Yeah,
Did you like Argyle?
Uh-huh. He's a cool guy, yeah.
He's a wacko. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's writing a history of beer right now, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you 2 people have been at Commanders and have opened up their own place. I mean, there are many people that have gone through Commanders training and working there and done their own thing. And
that could be like a whole show. We could just do Commanders
right.
alumni. We could probably just have guests every week just from Commanders alumni.
I mean, we work our behinds off there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know what? I'm going to work this hard. I'm going to do it for myself.
There you go.
And
was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Is it as fulfilling doing your own thing and working that hard?
It definitely is. It definitely is fulfilling. But you understand the standpoint from where the chef's coming from when they're like in your face about stuff and hollering. That's where I am now with employees. It's like, oh, okay, I understand now. So yeah, that's just the hardest part is the employees. Just getting them on that same page.
Well, we've been talking a good 10, 15 minutes, and we actually never articulated what it is you serve. It's called Diva Dog. It should be obvious maybe, but why don't you tell our listeners what your product is? What's your restaurant specialize in?
Well, Diva Dog is a gourmet hot dog spot, and a lot of people's like, what is gourmet hot dog? I actually have my signature dog, the Diva Dog, specially made by Focus on Sausage. I didn't want to have just like a typical wiener, even though I had served it there. I wanted to have something signature to me. So it's the size of a sausage, has Creole flavors to it, and it's all beef.
So the Diva Dog's not actually a hot dog; it's a sausage, or it's a hot dog.
It's a sausage dog. It's not a hot dog; it's a Diva Dog. That's what I tell people.
Okay.
So.
Well, how about somebody like me? Now, like I'm weird. Mm-hmm. I have not had a hot dog since 1975. That was my last hot dog I've had.
Right.
I used to have a thing where every 10 years I'd take one bite of a hot dog just to see if I still hated it, and I don't like them. I'm sorry. It's nothing personal. So,
right.
But I ate and I enjoyed at Diva Dog because you have things besides hot dogs there. So tell us about that. So like if 3 people in my family like hot dogs, one doesn't, we can still go to Diva Dog. Why? Like what's there?
I have breakfast. As well, and I serve breakfast on Wednesday through Sunday till 3 o'clock. I do a burger because I was on a show, Last Call Food Brawl, and I did a burger on that show, and it's a shrimp etouffee burger, so I put it on the menu.
Wait, slow down. You do an etouffee burger? That's really cool.
Shrimp etouffee burger, yes.
Wow.
It's very
Tell
good.
us about that. How do you make that? Where did you get the idea for that?
Originally, when I was on this show called Last Call Food Brawl that aired down here on Destination America, and I was competing against 3 other guys that was from here, and we had to do a hamburger challenge. So I did a hamburger, and I put fried green tomatoes, regular tomatoes, grilled onions, and I did a shrimp etouffee sauce because I wanted to make it different and kind of signature to what I do. It's like my etouffee sauce is what a lot of people love at my shop. So, and I put it on the burger, and it's really good. Wow.
So you did that on the fly? Was that the kind of show where they say, okay, come up with something now, or did you have time to premeditate before
They was like, you're going to have a burger challenge. And I was just like, I wanted to make my burger the signature to what I do at Diva Dog. So that's why I was just like, I'm going to do a shrimp etouffee burger, and I just grabbed everything else that was around, and fried
Forget the
tomatoes.
hot dogs. Just do that from now on. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a little prejudiced against hot dogs, though. I don't like them.
Well, I mean, what that's such a broad statement.
I
though.
know, it's
you
horrible,
don't like
isn't it?
the shape, the texture. What
Oh
what
no,
is
we don't
your
want to go
problem?
through this. We have a guest who
Okay,
sells
okay.
hot dogs. You don't want
But
me to
that's
go
wh-
off my
no, no,
tangent.
don't-
I have all kinds of
don't go on-
nicknames for hot dogs that are awful, and
Okay,
I hate
I'm
them.
sorry I asked, but
Um,
it can't be a flavor thing
It
because
is.
there's tons of different types of. Obviously, there.
I don't like Spam either. It's the same thing, basically, to me.
No.
Well, that's why I tell people it's not a hot dog. It's a Diva dog. It doesn't have that.
But let me say, my whole family likes your Diva dogs a
Well,
lot.
good,
Yeah, all of
good.
them. They like all the other three all love them. So
You're the
people do
only
like
one.
Yeah, so it's not against Diva dog. It's just against hot dogs. But
Right.
I did enjoy my meal there a lot.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
I had something that was different. It was not a hot dog.
Well, I have the crab meat grilled cheese, which everybody likes, and
That's what I had.
yes.
Yeah, that's what I had. That was
Yes.
good. That was
Yes.
really good. Yeah, now
So-
it took a second for it to
Okay,
hit
so
right.
what days are you open? Because
I'm
I need to
open-
come in as soon as possible.
Yes, I'm open 7 days a week. So, and the times kind of vary because I don't have alcohol. My night crowd is not as good right now. But I mean, I invite people to bring your own bottles. Bring one for me if you like. So it's.
How come
I'm
you haven't
open-
gotten a liquor license? Is it just too hard, or does it
It's-
cost too much, or what?
It's
was
the moratorium that's on my building. I have to go through a long process.
Oh,
so
this
yeah.
is again. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. We've heard about this. Yeah,
Right.
this city council's been doing a lot of this.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it's awful.
I know.
Well, we won't get political right now, though. But
Right.
it makes me cry. It really does. I lose sleep over
Exactly.
these moratoriums that our current
I
city
know because
council
I
has
was
been
just
imposing.
like, why?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
why don't you introduce your guest, your plus one,
Well, my plus one.
who I happen to know?
Yes.
Wow. I forgot. Okay.
I call her my bossy friend.
Your bossy
This
friend?
is my bossy friend. And she started off as my boss. And now she is my very, very good friend. She has definitely been through my whole journey with me. And that's the reason why I bought her. She worked at Saks and she hired me on at Saks Fifth Avenue. And she gave me my start. And when I quit on her, she wasn't upset. She was hurt, but she wasn't upset with me because she knew what I wanted to do with my life. And again, when I came back begging for a job, she gave me a job again, knowing that I may not be there that long. And she's been there with me through every happy tear and sad tear. So
Oh.
that's my
Did you
boo.
say her name?
Who is your
Andrea
supportive friend?
Gillich, my boo.
Also known as Junior.
Yes, also known
Yes.
as Junior to the Elvi
Andrea,
crowd.
I'm sorry. Say your last name.
Gillich.
Gillich.
It's Croatian.
All right.
Are you from New Orleans?
I am not. I'm from Biloxi, but I've
Biloxi.
been in New Orleans for about 12 years now. So it is my home now.
Definitely her home.
Yes. Born in Biloxi, but I'm raised here.
So are you better friends now that you don't work together, or?
Actually, we became really close once I came back to work for her. Because she would help me as far as finding locations and when I was going through my process of the show next new Food Network star, she was just like, you know what, take that day off and just go ahead because I had to fly to New York on a whim. So that's when we became really, really close.
Wow.
And what do you do at Saks?
I actually work for Gucci now.
That's right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What did you do
So,
for Saks when she was there?
Well, originally when I hired her, I was the women's manager, and then I went to the men's floor, and I took her back again. And then when I left Saks, I said, "Give your
She
notice.
dragged
You're
me
coming
down
with
to
me to Gucci."
Oh, you went to Gucci with
Yes,
her?
I
Oh,
did,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So what do you do at
So-
Gucci?
I manage the boutique here.
All right.
So yeah.
Cool.
So we definitely have been through
A lot.
ups and downs. Yes, we're like sisters. We can sit there
Yes.
and scream at each other, and then go have a cocktail later on.
Exactly.
Now, why are you called Junior, by the way? I just know that
Because
this
I am
name-
a junior.
Oh, your
First,
mom's.
middle, and last name, just like my mama.
You know what? This is maybe strange, but I didn't realize that Junior was a feminine.
No, I've never heard of a female that
Na-
goes by Junior.
I get that all the time. I went to
Yeah.
go renew my driver's license, and the women wanted to argue with me that I could not be a junior.
Yeah, no, you're the only one I know.
It's yeah.
I mean, I've known women that have been named for their moms before. But I've never known
There's
one called
very
themselves
few.
Junior
Carolina
afterwards.
Herrera, who is a designer, her daughter is also a junior.
Oh.
So you don't find it too often. But I've never been married, so I've never had to change, the maiden name or my middle name. So
Yeah, and even if why do that though? I mean, that's so cool to be a female junior. Like, I would.
I go by
Never do
Madam
that for-
sometimes.
Do you?
No, I don't. But
we have a few names for him. But yeah, we won't talk about it on the show.
Oh, come on. We can talk about anything on this show.
anyway, new
Please.
subject.
No, I have not. seen him blush in a while, so please, y'all get. I mean, come on, share us.
I have
We-
some pictures.
Uh-oh. She does too. I guarantee it.
So you've
do.
been so supportive.
Yes.
And what is one thing that what was the first thing that, as a business owner, or that you brought, that you experienced from Andrea, that you thought about as a business owner?
Being her employee.
But I mean,
And
in your own business.
In my own business, and understanding that the headache that she would have with me and other people.
So empathy, you really
Yes, I did.
found
I was like,
empathy.
you know what, Andrea, I'm sorry. I see now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was always, I'm a very hard worker, so I always made sure she didn't have to do more than she needed to do. And I don't know, I just instill that in my employees, and it's just like, that's what I did for my boss. Can I get that, please? But
I think I
yeah.
probably learned more from her. She's an extremely hard worker, and she had a dream. And she was very honest about that from the beginning. And, as a friend or an employer or an employee, you have to respect that. And, I was jealous that she knew exactly what she wanted, and she went after it, and she did not stop.
Wow.
I mean, with all the obstacles, whether it was finding a place or not being able to get this license, or, somebody telling you no, like, she never gave up.
Huh.
She came to work, she did her 40 hours plus, and, still started her own business. So I
Yeah.
admire that.
Yeah, she saw me pretty much every day. So she saw my emotional state of going through it all. So and she's definitely been there for me through everything.
Now, did you help her in any of the phases of like selecting a site or any of those kind of things? Were you able to help her with?
We
besides
actually cheated a little at work. Yes, we would cruise the internet at work. I hope no one's listening. But yeah, we would look at the different, real
Right.
estate and Craigslist and everything. And when she found this spot, we were like, that's it.
Yeah.
We knew it.
It is such a great spot right there too.
It
I love that
is.
part of magazines too. It's so
I mean,
great.
just the walking traffic and just the product that she has. I mean, it's, for families. And one day we were sitting outside of the restaurant, and these two guys from Britain
Yes.
walked by, and they're like, well, where can we eat? And I'm like, hello.
hello.
Right here. I'm like, oh, it's hot dogs. I'm like, it is not a hot dog.
Right.
Like, you need to go inside and try it. And they loved it. They're like, oh my God, are you on TripAdvisor? We're going to give you the best review. And, it's just, I mean, it's a great area. It's a great product. And in this city, new restaurants are a dime a dozen. And to
Yeah.
find somebody that truly has a talent, and she does so much more than just hot dogs.
I do much more than hot dogs, and I make
Now,
a
you miss
lot
doing
from
some
scratch.
of the things that you used to do in Commanders. Like, do you do pastries or anything like that at all? Or
I don't
miss
do
that?
pastry. No, I mean, I make my bread pudding that I've been making for years.
Right.
But
You
yeah.
make your own bread, you said?
my bread pudding.
Oh, bread
No,
pudding.
I don't make
nice.
my own bread, but actually one of the guys I used to work with at Commanders, he's the manager at the bakery, and we got together and created my bread. So,
All right.
So your bread is custom made for you as well?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, there
And
are
it
things
has-
that you made there. Well, obviously, you're not going to make salads and stuff at the.
No.
Right.
But
so,
my breakfast though, because we did brunch at Commanders, and that was something that was like very intense because it was only 2 days, so we had to do a lot of prep for it. And so me putting breakfast on the menu is kind of like it's something I took from Commanders as far as putting it out or whatever, because breakfast takes a lot. My hot dogs putting it out, okay, we got the hang of that, but breakfast is just more cooking and on the stove. So that's what I took from Commanders. But,
Can I ask you, can we go back to the semi-finalists on the
Next Food Network star?
Yes.
Yes.
did you know what to expect? What can you share with us what that was like to go on, and what motivated you to do that? I mean, to put yourself out there. If you were chosen, what were the reasons why you wanted to?
I was pushed to audition for it, and I was like, kind of like, I don't know if I can do this, get on the camera and have to do things on the spot. I might freak out. And so, but I did it, but the process was very, very, very secretive. I had like a book of contracts and paperwork that I had to sign. I had to keep everything super secret. Andrea she knew because it was like I had to take off work, and I didn't want to lie to her, and so we had to keep it a secret. And when I went for the process for the semifinalists, and it was the next step to see if I made the show, I couldn't even see the other people that were auditioning. It was like I had to be escorted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to.
So do you don't know how many people
I have
auditioned
no
or
clue.
How do they do that? How did they?
I had to sit across the street at Starbucks until my time, and I couldn't walk
Where was
over.
it? Where was the audition?
It was in New York.
Oh, it was in New York. Oh, okay.
And I had to walk over to the building, and I had to wait at this elevator for somebody to come and meet me. And then they walked me up, and if I had to go to the restroom, they had to walk me there. So they had it all planned because they don't want us to see each other.
Well, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that show is. I mean, it's a life changer, and it's a. What did you say?
It's huge.
Yeah.
And they do an extensive background check on you too, like. They dig all into your business, so
Make sure you're not like a serial killer, or
right? They do,
Yeah.
they do. They get into everything. So, but I didn't make the show. But everybody liked me, and that's the reason why I was selected for Last Call Food Brawl that I just did, because they remember me from then, and they called me up, and it's like, we're doing a new show on a new channel. Would you like to do
so
it?
some of the same
That's
producers.
a huge compliment.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ah.
that says.
I know, and that was like 3 years later, so it really was. So
You make a strong impression on everybody you meet. It sounds like.
I try to, because I'm very passionate about what I do. I mean, a lot of people's like, oh, hot dogs, but it's just like I put a lot into these hot dogs. Like, I make everything from scratch. I made sure my Diva Dog was specially made. My buns are specially made. My recipes, I put a lot into it. So this is my baby. So I try.
And she's there every day.
every day.
She's truly there every day, open to close. And
Yeah.
if you haven't gone there for breakfast, it is amazing. It's not your normal like
I have signature.
eggs and bacon.
Yeah,
It's
I do a chicken and drunk French toast. A sweet
Chicken and jerk French toast.
drunk.
Drunk.
I make a whiskey custard that I soak the bread in, and I do a whiskey syrup. So that's one of my signatures. I do a crab meat biscuit and eggs.
fried grits.
Yeah, a fried
Fried
it's
grits.
Yeah,
Wow,
fried
that
grits
sounds
with
awesome.
Like
a
about
sweet
3 inches
Mhm.
tall.
with sweet
Huge.
fire shrimp. It's like a
Ugh,
shrimp and a sweet and
amazing.
spicy sauce.
Wow.
We really need to
Yeah.
start asking the guests to bring food.
I know.
Because this is just torture. But it's great. I will be in tomorrow. 7 days a week. What
Yes.
time do you open up?
We open on tomorrow at 11 to 6.
Okay.
Tuesday's my short day because Tuesday is when I used to be closed. And we do 20% off on Tuesday. I do 20% off on
20% off on
Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
And I just started beer and breakfast on Sunday, so you get a free beer with your breakfast.
No, wait.
So
I
you know they
thought
can give out beer, they just can't sell beer. Is
Yes.
that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that was going to be my question.
Mm-hmm.
That's lovely. Then. I mean,
No, now the
that-
city council will be listening and they'll close that loophole. No beer for anyone.
Right.
People stop having fun in this town.
I know, right?
Okay. Wow. So is that tattoo a Diva Dog?
This is my Diva Dog tattoo.
Nice. Is that your first tattoo?
No.
Okay.
It's my third.
But it's the only visible one I see.
It is, yes.
Okay. So your
Yes.
most visible tattoo is your Diva Dog one. That's kind
Exactly.
of cool. So that is like it's like a hot dog with a crown, a personified hot dog with a crown.
It's my actual logo.
Oh, that's right. That's your logo. Cool.
did you have a vision for that logo before you started the business?
I had
or
a
did it-
vision. It was a stick person that I drew, and my graphic designer, she had to take it out my head. And I'm like, yeah, we went. I had maybe about 6 different designs. I was like, that's not it. No, that's not in my head. So finally, she got it out my head. But yeah,
right.
She would send us text messages and pictures of like all the different stages of it.
yes.
And it was funny because I would show my mom and my sisters, and they'd be like, "Oh no, tell her this. No, the crown has to be bigger." So
Right.
Is
Has
your
to be
mom
more
senior?
bedazzled.
Is that her
she
nickname?
is, yes. She's the boss.
Right. So yeah, I was like,
cool.
if I ever get another tattoo, it has to be something that's really, really special to me. So that's why I got the
Alright.
Diva Dog.
Nice.
Do you want to? Can you share with us
I think
what
you should get
the
a
other
big
two
fried,
tattoos are,
grit
or is
cake.
this the most important one?
This is the most important one.
Okay. It's the most important one so
That's it,
far.
yes.
All right.
Yes.
How about the name too, Diva Dog? Was that something that you thought of originally when you were thinking of the concept of the restaurant, or how'd that come about?
My friends call me Diva.
Nice.
So it was kind of like, okay, I want to do a hot dog. I was thinking like hot dog, and I wanted to do something sexy, because that's my personality. And so I was just like, I'll just do Diva Dog. It's catchy. So I sent it to a few of my friends. I was like, what y'all think? And it was like, I like that. That's really catchy. And then I changed the dog to DAWG. So
All right.
So yeah.
Okay, well,
Very memorable.
now y'all have to answer a question from the book of questions
Oh goodness.
from the 80s before you ever thought about cooking, probably. I don't
Right.
know, maybe you were you a little girl in the 80s when?
I was born in 78.
Wow.
Yes.
We're old. Gosh. Yeah, so this, when you were 1 year old, this was like really popular.
Right.
Wait, what
So
year was
what
that
is-
made?
Oh, I don't know. The first time? Let's see.
85, 87.
85.
I was dating my wife when.
Or no,
Yeah.
80. 80.
Oh no,
First
I wasn't
pre-
dating
oh,
my
no.
wife in 80.
I don't know. But
I was holding hands in a planetarium in 7th grade with some other girl.
Right.
holding hands.
Holding hands, yeah, 1980.
You seem like the popcorn. Oh, I'm not going to go there.
Go there.
Wow.
The
Go there.
popcorn in the lap
Oh, come on now. Oh.
before you found your.
Perv, I was 12.
way.
I was 12 in 1980.
Isn't that what 12-year-olds do?
Exactly.
I mean, you weren't like a letchy old man, but I could see a. All right, I'm teasing you. Sorry. I just had to. Nobody has harassed you in a long
I
time.
know, I've gotten it really easy in a while. Yeah, for a while here. This has been, since we had Stitcher on, that was the last time, I
God.
think. Yeah,
Oh.
he was the plus one
He
once.
could give you, yeah.
Yeah, he gave me a hard time.
Okay, Michelle, what is your favorite number?
Up to 217.
My favorite number is 69, and because
We've had that before. We can't do that one.
really,
But I want
Yeah.
to know why your favorite number is 69 because
A lot of people's favorite number.
he's
It's like
going to
the third
go
one.
down a road
No, I will
that I
not.
started.
it's a part of my. I realize it's a part of my Social Security number. It's a number. When I applied for my sorority, it was my number when I applied for my sorority, and it's now a part of my tax ID for Diva Dog.
Ah.
So it's kind of like
Keeps following you.
it does. It does. So not the.
There's a message in there somewhere.
It
yeah.
is. So not the nasty way.
And it's a lame question.
Right.
So is there another
We better
number
just
that...
rip that page out. Yeah.
yeah. 169.
How about 169?
That's a good idea. Nobody has ever... Okay. How many times during the day do you look at yourself in the mirror?
Who knows the answer to that?
I do.
Is that why they call you Diva Dog?
You know why? That's probably fitting for me. It's a lot. It's a lot. I gotta make sure nothing's hanging out my nose.
Yeah.
You know,
I know,
my
I keep seeing
say,
her primping herself in the
you
window.
are
She
the
doesn't know
most
this is
beautiful
this is
that's come
radio.
in their chef's coat, and it's
No, I'm just
I
kidding.
mean,
She
I
doesn't
like
know
to
primping
make
herself.
sure I look good. You know, I'm a diva.
So on average, how many times a day do you think you have to check the nostrils and make sure you have no Diva Dog in your teeth or?
Probably maybe about I don't know, about 20 times a day, I guess.
I'd give her a good 24. She's got to make sure the lip gloss
And
is
then
on.
right, and then when I was working at Saks, we had mirrors all over. It probably was more than that. Yes.
One time at Saks, we had to do a group photo
Oh,
for
goodness.
a meeting that I was going to. Erica had to be by herself. She wanted her picture by herself. She had to get prints and put it
That
on.
was
So, yeah, she's definitely
because they took the group picture the day before, and I was like, well, I need to take one by myself. Y'all already have a picture. So, I like taking pictures.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
My
Andrea,
favorite number 7.
7.
do you want to ask? Do you want to ask?
Sure. Do you think that the no? We've had this already.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's skip that one.
Okay, 4.
Yeah. All right. 4. I think we've had that one too.
Okay, we're starting to analyze the questions. We need to. Then you need to come up with something on the fly, really quick.
All right,
flip
144.
Okay.
Or add in bed at the end.
No.
Right.
Please don't.
Oh, now I want to ask it. Okay.
My
No.
mother may be listening.
Your mother is probably listening. You hear that, senior? Okay. 144 is a close friend asks and genuinely wants your opinion about something, but your opinion is one that he's likely to find quite painful. For example, your friend is an artist and asks your honest estimate of his chances of being successful. You think he is an atrocious artist who hasn't the slightest chance of success. Okay, so something like that. What would you do?
I tell the truth.
You tell the truth.
I might not
brutally
tell him
honest.
that he's an atrocious or horrible artist, but I would definitely get my point across.
She
All
would
right.
definitely
I was
tell
honest
the
with-
truth in
yeah.
the most loving way.
What was the
possible.
most critical or the most sort of painful thing she told you early on when you were developing the restaurant? Was there anything that stands out as like, ouch, okay, I guess that's right, but it kind of hurts to hear that, or
I don't know, me and Andrew, our relationship is so, like, we're so just open. We're both very opinionated and
Hard-headed.
yeah, women that we just say what's on our mind. So I don't think anything has ever like really affected me that she said.
At least not about the
take it-
food. I've
right.
always liked, she's an amazing cook, and it's not just hot dogs. Like and she cooks it with love.
The only thing she's like, you have to put a corn dog on the menu, and I was like, I'm
I was
not
very
putting a corn
adamant,
dog.
and I
on the
wanted the
menu.
corn dog named after me, and she would not do it.
Yes.
wait, you haven't
I'm
named anything after her yet?
No.
Maybe after the show.
Thank
Me.
you.
Yeah.
Well, I did corn pups, which is like mini corn dogs. It's in her honor.
But
Well,
there's
I'd
no
like to know
Andrea
from
or
you-
Junior or anything.
But
involved
why
like
the
a Ray.
corn
Nobody's
dog
named
from
anything after
you,
me yet.
Andrea?
Because I love a
and
good
why
corn
the
dog.
refusal to the corn dog?
Why the refusal?
Yeah.
I mean, but we don't have many. I've not ever had a corn dog in this city. Have
And
you?
she does it. It's
No.
like
Are
the
you kidding
size
me?
of a hush puppy.
Oh, I forgot.
And so they're just like they're bite size. And they're
I don't know. I
amazing.
didn't want to do because the other shop
So you
was
like the
doing the
hors
corn
d'oeuvres
dogs. I wanted to
stuff?
do
What
something
else?
different.
Yeah.
Another
Like the
shop?
pigs in a
Yeah,
blanket,
they were
like
doing
in
the corn dogs.
batter,
So I wanted
in
to do
corn
something.
batter?
Yeah, I do. I make a corn batter, and we just kind of roll it in there. It's kind of like almost like a hush puppy. So
So it's like
Yeah.
kind of like almost a side thing, or people.
yeah,
It is.
and for
yeah.
the kids, you know,
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really good though.
Wow.
It's really good. I must say I made a very good batter.
It almost sounds good to me. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Again, the hot dog thing is all me, not you.
But she does do also like vegan burgers because we
Nice.
do have some friends that do not
Great.
eat meat that
Yes.
have been there that enjoy the vegan burger. And
Awesome. Oh yeah.
seafood.
You know, our friend
Erica.
Erica loves.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have a mutual friend, one of my best friends, who absolutely loves Diva Dog, and she's vegan. And it doesn't seem to make sense except for the fact that you have really good vegan stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of vegetarian and vegan friends, so it's like I had to do something for them, and so I made this this dog, and honestly, I didn't even taste it before. I just put it out there. I was like, I'll just let them let me know. But it's really good. I make it from red beans, and I just kind of mix all different kind of vegetables in it and bind it together and make it out of a dog. This one guy just came in about 2 days ago, and he was like, this is like the best thing I've ever tasted. And it is really good. I had it today for lunch. Like, it's filling. And
So you don't have to be vegan to enjoy the vegan dog.
You don't.
What's it called? Is it called vegan dog?
It's called the Creole Veggie Dog.
the Creole
Veggie Dog.
Veggie dog. Okay.
Yeah.
So to me, it sounds like your philosophy maybe is like an extension of what your home would be like.
Right.
The way you cook and welcome people and try new things and
Yeah, I think about what I like and what my friends like when I'm cooking for my friends, and so I make things to accommodate everyone. I mean, because when I do cook at home, I was cooking for vegetarians and vegans and meat lovers, so I would cook that way. And it's like a lot of food that I don't eat that I would cook, so.
Now, Erica, I have to out your friend for a second here too.
Okay.
I've been with her and seen her enjoy Dat Dog before.
Oh no!
It's true. It's true. I have photos.
And I will say, before I went there,
She would text me and tell me she's cheating on me.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
I am not cheating on you. I went there to support friends that were playing music.
That's right. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yep.
But a lot of people like to
very honest.
compare me
No, but-
with that dog. And
Yeah.
it's,
Now, is there enough room in this
yeah.
town for both?
It is because I'm on a totally I have a totally different concept.
Yeah.
I put traditional New Orleans style dishes on my dog. I have the barbecue shrimp, the red bean chili dog on top with fried chicken and andouille ketchup, the sweet fried oyster and then sweet and spicy sauce, the Zap chips dog, and I do a chicken and waffle dog. and the crawfish etouffee dog that everybody loves. So it's like that's what I bring to the dog. It's something totally different. You can't get my dogs at that dog.
Right.
So
you guys really are very, very different.
very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have breakfast.
She seemed to be enjoying herself there. I'm just kidding.
She's
I was
nice.
enjoying the company.
I think I saw on Facebook or something she was apologizing to you
Yes,
afterwards.
you did.
I did.
Wait, well, what were you doing at Dat Dog? They don't have anything besides
I eat French
sauce.
fries. I eat French fries. Yeah, but I was same thing. I was there to hear my friend play some music for my other friend. They wrote one friend wrote a song about the other friend. My kids like
Even
it too.
my 6-year-old will try new food. You would not try
I've
a
tried
hot dog
hot dogs.
nowadays?
Yeah, I tried every 10 years. I told you.
But do you
Every
like
10
sausage?
years. That's not trying something
No.
new.
You know what? If I told you I don't like broccoli, you'd say, okay, you like the other green vegetables. I'm allowed to not like one form of meat.
No.
There's one kind I don't like. I just don't like hot dogs. So, you know what I'd do if I went to Diva Dog and I couldn't get the other stuff? If somebody forced me to have a hot dog, I'd eat all the toppings and the bread and everything, just leave the dog behind. That's probably what I would do.
Even the veggie with the red beans, and because it's not a hot dog.
I don't know. I'm sure. Okay, I'll try it again.
Well, can we have you back on and
Yes.
see, and you can bring
Yes.
something
It's
and
just
have
it's
Ray
a hang
try.
up I
would
have.
love
I'm
to
allowed
try.
to have hang-ups, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
And
it's
if
nothing-
that's your worst hang up, I forgive
It's not
you.
like a moral defect, really, right? It is?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, I'll work
No,
on it. I'll pray
it's
about
not.
it.
It's not.
All right.
I'm good about changing people's mind on my food.
Yeah,
so,
I'm just.
yeah.
You
I'll
had the
change
grilled
his
cheese
mind.
when you went?
I did. I loved it.
Yeah,
The crab
with
grilled
the
cheese.
crab,
Yeah,
Crab
I
meat,
love
grilled
that.
cheese, yeah.
And I
to eat
believe
it
I had
with
the
a
red
fork.
pudding too. As you said that right away, it kind of
My bread pudding is very
moment
good.
recognition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
very
remember
good.
liking that
And I
too.
do the praline candy shake, which is not done anywhere in town. So
You do a praline candy shake.
Mhm, I make a praline sauce, and it makes it taste like praline candy. It is really good.
Oh wow,
Mhm.
that's really awesome.
Yeah.
So now, when you eat out, where do you like to eat besides Diva Dog? You have, I mean, you work 7 days a week, but when you
I
do get a chance to
do.
get out,
Honestly, I love Company Burger.
oh, me too. We love Company Burger. We've had
Yeah.
Adam Biederman on here
I
too.
love
we love
Company
that.
Burger, and I love GW Fins.
Oh yeah.
So that's just like my favorite places. And Dominica. We
Oh,
I go,
oh,
me
yeah.
and her.
We're huge
Andrea.
fans of Dominica. We've
Yes.
had
Splitting.
Avon Shy on the show before too. How about you, Andrea? What do you like to eat?
We go to Dominica together because we
All
like
right.
the squid ink.
Yeah.
I'm a sushi girl,
All right,
so I like Little Tokyo.
Little Tokyo.
I mean, where don't I like to go?
I know we.
I was at
I
Muriel's
try
last
anything.
week.
Oh, we like Muriel's too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dominica's opening a casual place on Magazine, a
know.
little bit further up from you. It's more near me. I live on Magazine Street too, by the way. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
I know.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
y'all ever had their kale at Dominica?
No.
People
I haven't had
never
that.
think
Is it
to
an
get
appetizer?
it. It's an appetizer. It is divine.
Hmm.
It's like kale chips with
Oh, I haven't had kale
Parmesan
chip, yeah.
and
Oh, that
balsamic
sounds good.
reduction
Mhm.
and pine nuts.
Mhm.
And I never thought I would crave kale until I had it there.
And it's
Yeah.
good for you too.
Yeah.
It is.
It really is.
Although I read yesterday it gives you kidney stones. There's always like a back. There's always something.
It's always.
You
In a
probably have
fallen
a lot of
world,
it.
there's always there's no perfect foods that
Right.
taste good, have no harm to you. Okay, so we're running out of time. We're only about 5 minutes, so I got to ask you: are there any plans to expand? Are you just really happy with where you are?
I'm definitely happy where I am, but I definitely want to expand. So I've had a lot of people approach me about expanding. Like one guy came in, he wants me to come to Lafayette. So
Oh, don't
you
do
know.
that. Stay here. No,
no, I mean be another
I love
location.
Lafayette. No, I meant within the city, but no, I guess you can expand to Lafayette.
Within the city, I probably would want to because I love the Lakeview area. So Lakeview or like out in Amwood, the Harahan area, something like that. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I'm just focusing on my one location right now, just trying to get it to where it needs to be before I start that though.
Catering.
And I do catering, yes.
Catering.
Yeah,
All right.
and I do besides my hot dogs. It's like I have a movie company that's been ordering a lot of stuff for me. My etouffee and crawfish etouffee and rice, my jambalaya. I do a gnocchi jambalaya, which is awesome.
Gnocchi jambalaya?
Amazing.
Yes, it
This
What?
is my favorite. I will
Signature
eat it hot,
to me.
cold. It is
Yes.
amazing.
What's that like?
And what is the scale?
Heaven.
Because
too?
I don't.
Sorry.
I'm not a big
If
fan.
you make it for a movie, like the
Oh,
gnocchi jambalaya,
they
how
would
mu-
order like 5,
Fried
6
gnocchi.
pans of it, so it's a
Wow.
lot. But mine, I don't like jambalaya very much, but I'm a big pasta girl, and I love gnocchi. So I just made
So you just throw gnocchi in the jambalaya?
with the jambalaya, but I make it with like a cream sauce to kind of bind it together. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
really good. Yeah, I
Is
did
it still jambalaya at that point? I guess it is. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. It still
Yeah.
has the flavor.
It still has all the meat. I put the sausage, chicken, shrimp, everything in there, ham, and all the vegetables. It's really good.
Wow.
Now, did you grow up with somebody teaching you how to cook or cooking
None
for you?
of the women in my family cook.
Really? Do the men?
Yes. And my grandfather was a huge cook, even though I never met him, but he was a huge cook. My aunt, she cooks, but none of the women in my family like really cook. I just got it from having to cook, because my mom was like, "You gonna cook for yourself?" I'm like, "I'll clean the kitchen," but and then I started kind of cooking when I got a boyfriend. I was like, I got to keep my man, so I'm a cook. So that's kind of when I started cooking.
Do you still have that man?
No.
Fool.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, dude?
Right, yeah. But that was in college.
Well, it sounds like we're about out of time, unfortunately. I went by so quick. Tell us once again, name of your business, where it is, web page address, anything you want to plug. Just give us a little summary again.
It's Diva Dog on 1906 Magazine Street between St. Mary's and St. Andrews, the last one-way strip on Magazine Street. It's Diva Dog, Nola, and dog is spelled D-A-W-G. And it's not a hot dog, it's a Diva Dog.
All right. Do you have anything you want to plug, Andrea?
No.
Okay. All
Just
right.
Diva Dog. That's why I'm here.
Cool. All right. Okay, so our special guest was, as you heard, Erica Michelle Lasserre of Diva Dog, and our plus one was Andrea Gillich of Gucci. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Wonderful
Have a
having
good
you.
night.
Yes.
Our show is recorded live at Ted's Frost Top on Claiborne Avenue in Calhoun in Uptown New Orleans. Ted's is open 7 days a week, serving first-class burgers, beer, and their awesome homemade root beer in a frosty mug. Midnight Menu Plus One is produced by Grant Morris, and Chris Keogh is our technical director. And this fabulous audio quality that you hear is by PreSonus Audio Electronics. Makes all kinds of wonderful things. Visit presonus.com for more information. You can get in touch with us here at Midnight Menu Plus One by going to our website, it's neworleans.com, and from there you can follow us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, sign up for our mailing list, get all kinds of swag. And while you're at itsneworleans.com, you can listen to other episodes of Midnight Menu Plus One and our other shows, Happy Hour, Mindset, True to the Game, Be It Nola, Out to Lunch, and others. And if you listen to the show on iTunes, please rate us and review us. It helps other people to find us. Midnight Menu Plus One is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. So we meet here again at Ted's Frost Top. I am Ray Kanata.
And I'm Margot Moss. Thanks.
You know Labor Day signals the unofficial end of summer, but not the end of your outdoor projects. Lowe's helps you do it right and helps you save with Labor Day deals throughout the store. Shop now and get 2 bags of Stay Green potty mix for $12. And keep your lawn looking neat and trim with a Craftsman 2-cycle 17-inch gas string trimmer, now $20 off at just $119. Whatever's still on your to-do list this Labor Day, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 8/28. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii, U.S. only.